The Namibian police have topped up the reward money to 100,000 Namibian dollars for anyone with information leading to the arrest of 9-year-old Cheryl Uya's killer. Police Inspector General Sebastian Deitunga admitted at a press conference that the police so far have little and insufficient evidence in their hands in the pursuit to catch up with the killer. Uya's gruesome death has left the entire nation shocked and reeling with anger as the citizenry continue to join hands in tightening screws around the safety of children, as well as condemning the senseless act. The police have held interrogations and interviews, taken statements from family members and witnesses, and published an artist's rendition of the child in clothes she was last seen in. House-to-house searches and visits were carried out to solicit for more information as well as collect evidence that could assist the investigations. As the killer continued to lurk in the dark, the police do not have evidence to suggest that the murderer could be of foreign origin or otherwise, or that the 9-year-old was a victim of ritual killing.
Interrogation and the interviews were conducted, and the statements were obtained from family members and other witnesses. To request the assistance of the general public, the police obtained artists' renditions of the child in the clothes that she was last seen, and it was published with your support in different newspapers. House-to-house searches and the visits were carried out with the view to solicit information and to collect other evidence that could assist in these investigations. This office would like to express our sincere appreciation to our media houses in the dissemination and information, and to invite the general public to provide information that could lead to the identification and the apprehension of the perpetrators. However, all these efforts have produced a little or insufficient evidence that could lead to the apprehension and the prosecution of the suspect or suspects. Thus far, it is not a common currency in Namibia for children to disappear, be killed, and dismembered for whatever purpose. However, with the murder of the 9-year-old girl and the alleged attempted kidnapping of a 4-year-old boy at the U-Save supermarket in Dorado Valley, the Namibian police force is noticing a symptom suggesting that the society might be heading in the wrong direction if these trends are not identified, or these perpetrators are not identified, detected, and the culprits prosecuted. However, I should pause here. There are children that used to be reported missing, particularly in the areas of poor. And these children, after some searches, they are all found alive in most cases. A day before yesterday, a child was also reported missing from that side of Wis, a 4-year-old child. With the search, a combined search of the police and the community, this child was found next day, very exhausted, very tired, confused, 4-year-old girl, found alive. I instructed the police to charge the mother of this child for, first, abusing the child, sending a 4-year-old child a distance of 1 kilometer alone, abusing the child, and child neglect. I have instructed today that the mother should be charged. Most of the children that went missing is because the parents, they send their children to look after cattle. So young, 4 years, 5 years, 6 years, 7 years. And in the field, these children, they get lost the directions. What is that in our society? It's abuse of children. They are not taken care. As I know, it is part of our culture for children to look after cattle. It's part of the tradition. But they should determine a certain age. These are too young children to look after a cattle. This one of a wish is just like that there are no human predator there. This child could have been harmed by animals, and she could have added to the problem that we are having today. The Namibian police force is therefore very much concerned about this trend, and with the current situation, institutes or attitudes of our communities who do not want to get involved in identifying the suspects or informing the authority on what they have seen or heard, which may help the Namibian police force to solve this crime. The Namibian police force would not be successful in solving this crime or this type of incident alone. Therefore, I encourage our communities to adopt a culture of getting involved in the fight against crime. Lead to the identification, apprehension, and the prosecution of the suspect or suspects to come forth and conduct the Namibian police force who are in charge of this investigation. The group of company has pledged a significant amount of money that should be increased to the existing rewards, and they have pledged 100,000, including the funding for the establishment of the Namibian Police Force Children's Protection Fund to partially cover the expenses of certain activities in this particular case and the future investigations. Similarly, the National Special Risk Insurance Association, NANSERIA, follows suit and pledged an amount of 10,000 Namibian dollar as a reward for the fund. The fund is established by the Namibian Police Force and the Harvest and List Group, and they will jointly manage to support the investigation or other serious investigations, awareness campaign, and other initiatives to prevent and or solve serious crime. It is worth mentioning that after this investigation, the fund will continue to exist.
I think we all got children, and Cheryl is just one of our children, and I think if you have children, you know what it means. It could be yours. And on top, this Cheryl is a family member of employees of ours, so hence for us it's a very emotional matter on top. And that's why we made available the money of 100,000 to make sure that as the police decided some of that money can be used to top up the reward, but the rest will go towards supporting investigations of these type of serious crimes, as well as driving public awareness and ensuring that the initiatives are taken to prevent future of this type of serious crimes. We have further brought up some thoughts, and we're really very thankful for Nasria, who joined us already. It's a very pleasant surprise, and I think maybe from Vicky from the Pick Bay side, all the thoughts and ideas that you could share about other, maybe I just hand over to you just now.